We are really on the upward trend, and I think things should be getting better, and in 2 years' time I would certainly expect us to be in 8% range.
Do you think that sometimes, and they always say that, oh, people sitting in air-conditioned studios, we can turn off the AC, that makes it better. But they always say that people with AC studios, economists are out of touch with the ground realities of India. So we keep pointing to GDP figures, but that ignores what's actually happening on the ground. In fact, even the new Niti Aayog chief made the point that foreign educated economists don't know enough about India. They don't spend time in its villages.
You know, I get this a lot. I get this a lot, that, you know, how can you be working on poverty if you're not poor? No, experiencing poverty might help you, but to understand poverty, it is not necessary that you have to have been poor. People ask me, you know, oh, have you been to villages? So I ask back, how many villages have you visited? So usually they say, oh, maybe I visited 100 or 150 villages. So my answer is, India has 600,000 villages. From 150 villages, how do you find out what is happening in the rest of the 600,000 villages? So nobody can visit the 600,000 villages that we have. And this is why we systematically have the sample surveys, surveys that are properly drawn out, they are representative, and you take your sample from every state, and within the state you take it from every district and so forth. So if you are properly doing your sample surveys, you will pick up that. So we should do both, and my father came from a village, so I visit occasionally my ancestral village. I see what is going on there. So we all pick up some element of what is going on in rural India, but at the end of the day, I don't think there is a substitute for systematic study, because, you know, no matter how many villages you have visited, it's going to be a very tiny fraction of the total number of villages in India.
What would you want to see as your dream budget? And our private advisor, not an official advisor, what would you see as your dream budget coming up on the 1st of February?
Well, you know, one knows that the very last budget of last full budget of a government can't be your dream budget. so one has to temper one's expectations there. But on the whole, I think, you know, in this particular budget, given where we are, I would say that one thing I hope is that we do not give away the path of fiscal rectitude. This government really has been very steady and very consistent in terms of bringing off fiscal deficit, and it really has, you know, as you said, sitting outside, one thing I see is that internationally this has really got us a lot of